Welcome to GHI Travel Adventures, and today we're filming in the historic town of Talbot in the Goldfields in Victoria. We've got a bit of everything for you today: historic buildings, churches, cemeteries, and even the 2000 Olympics torch in this beautiful museum behind us. So stay tuned for this video. We hope you enjoy, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe at the end of the video so we can continue to bring you this amazing little towns. So as we take this walk around Talbot today, let me tell you some of its rich history. Throughout the 1840s, there had been rumours of gold found in the area, but the evidence was suppressed. The authorities sought to keep the region as quiet, pastoral district, and feared that a gold rush could spark chaos and lawlessness among the largely convict population. But in 1849, an ex-convict called Thomas Chapman found a 38-ounce gold nugget in Daisy Hill Creek, 7 kilometres from Talbot, while working as a shepherd. He sold it to a jeweller in Melbourne named Charles Brittany in early 1849. This was the first confirmed finding of gold in Victoria, and it created quite a stir, kicking off a minor rush to the region. By late February 1849, 30 to 40 trespassers were reported to have gathered at Thomas's former hut seeking gold before being disbanded by a party of police sent from Melbourne. Meanwhile, Thomas fled to Sydney, fearing trouble after his unauthorised sale of the gold that, according to the law of the time, was illegal. The first major rush in the area around the current day Talbot occurred in December 1852, when gold was found in Daisy Hill near what is now Amherst Cemetery, 2 kilometres west of Talbot. News quickly spread, and within a few weeks hundreds of miners from the nearby Castlemaine Goldfields had arrived to try their luck. The next major gold find was in 1854 at Kangaroo Flat, Back Creek, 1 kilometre outside of Talbot. And by November 1855, it was reported around 6,000 miners had taken up residence in what became known as Back Creek. But as the gold dwindled, so too did the population, and by end of 1857, only a few houses remained. In 1859, a group of miners from Norway and Sweden, led by Carl Hullen, decided to look in an area outside of Back Creek, previously thought barren of gold, as it was unforested. Their gamble was rewarded, and as the news spread, miners once again flooded into the area. Within 4 months, to cater for this influx, streets were improvised in the area of the diggings, starting with what became known as Scandinavian Crescent, along the edge of the actual diggings themselves. It remains to this day and is now named the main street of Talbot. Today, with its wide streets and sweeping curve, it looks quaintly graceful. During the 1860s, however, the Crescent was an open-cut mine of 15 metres deep, 45 metres wide and 650 metres long. By late 1859, the census reported that there were around 15,000 people on the Scandinavian field, with 5 banks, up to 49 drinking establishments, hotels, 2 breweries, and numerous stores and businesses scattered along 6 streets. In 1861, Sir Henry Berkeley renamed the town of Back Creek Talbot. Some believe in recognition that the town was situated in the county of Talbot of Victoria. Today you can get a glimpse of Talbot's rich history wandering along one of the most intact blocks of gold era government buildings in Australia. So let's go and explore. In previous videos you've probably heard me mention ghost signs. Now here is another example of a ghost sign. This one here, I'm going to say this building at one stage was actually a butcher's shop, because it's a go sign for a butcher's there on the facade. In these old historic towns, you always find the most amazing churches, and here is another prime example of it.
It was the Methodist Church from 1870. It's now the Talbot Museum. Beautiful blue stone. And in the one next to it, we have the Communications Museum. That's very cool. So inside the Talbot Museum, and look what we find straight away from the Sydney 2000 Olympics. One of the Olympic flame carriers, and just to its left is how it all works. Very cool. Right near that, what looks like almost like a throne chair. That's awesome. Wow. Amherst Lodge. So the Masons had a lot to do with building, I'm imagining. Lots of different things in there. Soldiers' memorials. The old slouch hat from World War One. And even some bayonets that would have been attached to their rifles. Wow. Memorial wall for soldiers from the area. That's a beautiful memoriam. There's lots of artefacts in here from all sorts. We've got a big blacksmith bellows. Blacksmith forge. Lots of smithing tools around here too. Fabulous. And some scythes from farming is in the area as well. Dairy farming churns for butter. Lots of different saws up on the wall. And even an old sluice right here. For those that have been to Sovereign Hill, that's a bigger one than what they use on the gold diggings down there, but that's a sluice box. And the borough of Talbot had its own flag. There's all sorts of artefacts in here. Make sure you come and check it out. And J. Edwards was one of the pioneers of this town, I believe. He owned a watchmaker's shop. There's even an original gas lantern. How good is that? Down to some of the early food safes. This one is beautiful. Have a look at that. That's a buggy. And head into the Communications Museum now. And they have a radio booth set up, complete with the DJ discs and the turntables. That's actually a mat on the floor that looks like a vinyl record. cables and everything. A microphone. All sorts of things over in the back. There's lots of different old phones. There's even an old orange payphone over here. We used to have to put coins in those to make a phone call, and STD phone calls or long distance phone calls were even more expensive.
So as I mentioned before we come over, this is actually the museum. So Heidi's gone inside, she's going to grab some footage of the inside of the museum, but I'm going to come around here and actually show you some of the other little buildings that we have here. So this one here in front of me was actually a school, Dunark School, opened in 1874 with 155 pupils. The pupils here were made up of local miners and farmers' children that were, especially for the miners that were working on the various mines here. So we're going to go have a bit of a look inside if we can get in there. We've got here the old style sort of school bags, and this is where they would have hung them up before coming in here to the classroom. The great old style school desks in here. I remember when I was in primary school back in the 80s, we still actually had these style desks. And then you've got the blackboard. We've got some great information signs up in here as well. So State School number 1412, and as I mentioned, 1874. And it's just got these really awesome little artifacts spread out through the actual room. Old style organ, and not so old style TV, but that's okay. I'm going to say it probably plays history on it. Over here in the corner is actually old Maryborough High School uniform. Maryborough and those sort of larger, I guess you could say, regional centres are fairly close to Talbot. I love this picture here. So looks like this building, obviously, and then there's like a residence next door. I'm going to say that probably the residence next door would have been the old headmaster's residence. Do usually find in these small towns that there'll be a school and there would actually be a headmaster's residence very close to the school as well, if not on site. And this looks like a picture of that. I don't know what year it was taken, it doesn't actually say, but I'm imagining that that's what the headmaster's residence would have looked like at the time. This artifact out here is part of what would have been part of an actual mine. So this is a poppet head wheels and mining cage. This would have taken them down to the actual lower depths of these mines. Now, this one has come from Bungabong, which is 10 kilometres west of here, and it operated during the 1930s. And over here, I think this one is locked. Yeah, it is locked. I'll try and get in to get a little bit of a look at the inside. So this is actually an isolation hospital. You can see in there it's got a bed and some basic sort of nurses, doctors sort of benches, yes, in it. Now, this particular building, I'm just going to come back so we can get a good shot of it. So it's the Amherst, which is just up the road, isolation hut. I'm going to say it's probably open sometimes for people to be able to get in there, but this was among the earliest buildings at Amherst Hospital, which was founded in 1857. There were actually 2 of these small isolation wards. And these were actually used to isolate patients with contagious diseases such as typhoid and influenza, trying to prevent the actual spread of the disease, since back in those days vaccines were yet to be discovered. So designed, as you can see around the top, to provide plenty of fresh air, so you wouldn't want to be working in such a space with these diseases being airborne diseases. This one was actually moved here to this site in the 1930s, late 1930s, when the hospital was actually demolished. It was donated to the museum in 2006. Just a little interesting side note on this one, it's also believed to be the oldest remaining example of the Victorian chalet style of isolation ward. Absolutely beautiful place, and a beautiful day to be filming it as well. So many historic buildings all in one place. It's brilliant. If you've been to Talbot, let us know in the comments and let us know your thoughts about the town. As I said, we reckon it's a cracking place. Looks like it's got some accommodation as well, which is brilliant. Courthouse Hotel, which is right just across the road from where I am at the moment, has a motel. You've got this sign here, so Talbot used to be known as Back Creek. This is a bit of a map. I'm going to say probably maybe more modern day map, even though it does look quite old, because it does have the golf course and caravan park and stuff marked on it. But here we have the Mechanics Institute as well. Across the road here we have the Courthouse Hotel as well, so established in 1861. As I just mentioned, there is actually accommodation in the motel here, so if you ever want to come to Talbot and you're looking for somewhere to stay, this place does have a motel out the back of it.
It's now a bookshop. This one. Well preserved, this building. They've done a magnificent job. Look at those double doors. Another example of preserving history. These double doors there.
So we're walking down Scandinavian Crescent, which is the main street of Talbot. It's got this beautiful little group of historic buildings here. The London Chartered Bank that we just passed, Bank of Australasia here, coming up on our right. This building here, which potentially it may have been a hotel, here's the sign actually. Goodman's Phoenix Hotel, circa 1870, so there you go. So directly across the road, the sort of greenish building is the old Bark Butchers, circa 1870. Next to that we have the old Goodman's Hotel, again from the 1870s. The former Bank of Australasia. Shire of Talbot and Clunes building. And the London Chartered Bank.
Across the road here we have Market Square, which is where the old commercial hotel used to be. And there's a sign for that here, the Lions Commercial Hotel. Gold Rush era building, 26 rooms and a residence. between 1861 and 1962, so it was a hotel for 101 years. Wow. This square now hosts a monthly market. Third Sunday of every month, I'm told. And it's been beautifully upkept as well. Oh, there we go, there's a sign in the background there that said the Talbot Farmers Market, third Sunday of each month from 9 AM to 1 PM. So this is Market Square. And the building right next door to it, this is London House. They've done some beautiful work keeping some of the original things restored. Like the side of this, what would have been the commercial hotel. They've kept as much original as they can and they've restored the rest. It's just gorgeous. See one of the rooms over there, the back entrance underneath the little veranda. I've got seating all down the side. Little gardens surrounding the tables in Market Square.
So this building in front of us is the Talbot Town Hall. It was built in 1865. Looks like it's being used as something else nowadays. Then there's also this really nice little hall next to it as well. Again, just some outstanding brickwork. This is the Talbot Soldiers Memorial Park. Looks like it's right actually next door to the Talbot RSL sub-branch. Again, these beautiful monuments. They represent us not forgetting the sacrifices that our soldiers made in the various wars that our country has fought in. Again, just another beautiful monument. Over here we've got these plaques. Just looking go over and have a look at. So these are basically remembrance plaques for some of the residents here. So this, the first one, it was a plaque for a gentleman who was president of the Talbot RSL branch, says for 9 years. And then there's all these other plaques as we walk along. A beautiful little memorial. I mentioned during the video too about accommodation. Here, I've just noticed it's Chesterfield House across the road here that they've got a 5-villa B&B here as well. So again, there's plenty of places to stay if you do come to Talbot, and worth checking out. So here again, this is another one of Talbot's historic churches. So this one here was built in 1865. It was after a grant of £50 was given by the Amherst Borough Council to replace an earlier church that I believe was damaged by fire. So here is another one of these beautiful little churches. I've got a feeling this one is a private residence. It did look like there was sort of cars parked to the side, and that was part of this building. So I can't actually go for a walk around, but I'm going to try and come out to the side here to show you a little bit more of this church.
So this is the former police residence and lockup, and it's a rare surviving example of a 19th century police station complex. The lockup was built in 1863, three years before the police residence, and the stables were built in 1872. And what is now a private residence. So this was the stables. And coming through to the police lockup and the police residence.
So just up the back through the gap, you can actually see that bluestone building. That would have been the actual lockup. I'd say the building in front here would have been the stables, and then next door the police residence and police station. So this building here is the St. Michael's Anglican Church of Talbot. Absolutely stunning building. I'm going to have a bit of a walk around. I'm just going to sort of try and stay out of the actual church grounds, because I don't know if this is still an active church or whether it's one of those ones where someone's bought it as a private residence. So I'll stay around the outside just for this one. But beautiful bluestone. Some of these trees here would be very, very old as well. You can, coming around the side, you can actually just see at the back there is the old, what looks like the old church bell. These buildings, they just have such beautiful bluestone. Go around the back here, because there's another little building on the back, which I'm going to say maybe was added on later, although it is weatherboard. And here we have the Talbot State School, number 954. This school was established in 1869. well maintained, which is usually what you find with these schools out in these country towns. What a wonderful building. You've got sort of playground sort of area out this side, basketball court and a few other buildings. So right here is the Talbot railway station. This is a more modern construction. Over actually behind us, over this way,
Just over here,
is actually the old railway station. Now that is a private residence, so we're going to go around as far as we can, and hopefully get some good footage of the old station around this way. So I went around to the dirt road on the other side, and I can see that we can get some footage of the front of the station. But one thing I wanted to point out is this big pile of basalt rock. You see these, a lot of these stations, they actually use it to top up the sleepers on the actual railway lines themselves. I'm just going to go down the front here because I should be pretty right. I'm assuming, looking at the fence there, that the private property's on that side rather than this. We'll go down and have a look. Get a good shot of the front of the station here. Beautiful station. Platform 2.5. Now, having a look at it, I don't know if it's been sort of decked out as a private residence or whether just someone's bought it and they obviously turned it to private property, but they've just bought it maybe as some sort of museum. If you actually do know, maybe drop a comment below and let me know. But absolutely stunning station. I love these old stations. Eventually I'm going to put together a video of historic railway stations of Victoria, so when that one comes out, that'll be for all the railway lovers. This one is another stunning example of this beautiful station. I'm going to head back along this way. Just at this end there's just a building as well.
Amherst Cemetery, and it was established in 1859. Let's go have a wander. And as we would expect with most cemeteries, we have different religious sections. So we have our Roman Catholic section just here. Let's have a wander down this way first, I think. It's quite widespread, this one.
Absolutely beautiful. You can see some of, like already just here, passing some of these initial graves here, dating back to the 1870s, like this one in front of me. So it's in memory of William Hopwood Toole, passed away in 1893 at the age of 69. I'm going to say it was his wife, Hannah, in 1912. Their son in 1873 at age 6, and their daughter Elizabeth Ann in 1895 at the age of 25. I sort of mentioned this as some of the places we have been to previously, that when you look at some of these graves and how young some of these people were when they passed away, it gives you an insight into how tough those times were with diseases and the like, miners' accidents, all sorts of things. It's such a shame. But they're buried in a beautiful resting place. This cemetery is absolutely beautiful. Out here to the right, so straight up ahead of us, you can actually see a big tailings pile. So again, it looks like the mines were very close to this cemetery. And even when we were driving into this town, we did see or pass quite a few of the large sort of tailings. Absolutely beautiful bit of the world though. And such a gorgeous day to be here in Talbot filming as well. I also have Heidi, my wife, with me today helping me film, which is great. She doesn't get to come on these too often, but it's great to have her here today as well. And here she is over there doing a bit of filming and checking out some of the gravestones around the cemetery here. Little bluestone sort of bridgeway. There's one on each side of this path just to allow the water to run under. I guess that would help with avoiding the cemetery getting flooded. So this has been another GHI Travel Adventure from Talbot in Victoria. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you got this far, take the time to like and subscribe. It truly helps our channel grow and we appreciate you all. Until next time, take the road less travelled, it'll make all the difference, and we'll see you at the next adventure. Bye for now.
Bye for now.